Hello friends, I hope you are doing well. In today's class, we will be designing this odd letter paper and you can see its render on the screen. First, I will delete the default cube and then I will press Shift plus A to create a plane. Now you will see that I have these two textures and we will apply these textures to our object or plane. I have designed these textures or letter myself and I have downloaded this other texture. Now you can see its dimension displayed. So what I will do is adjust the plane's dimension and scale accordingly so that when we apply the texture later, it fits perfectly and exactly. Now you can see that the dimension of the image are 1078 by 1573. So what I will do is go into Blender and set the scale on the x-axis to 1.573 and on the y-axis 1.078 so that the dimension now match the texture. Next, I will add a material by going into the shader editor, create a new material and rename it. I will then import the textures we are going to use into Blender. For now, I will set the letter texture aside and connect the paper texture to the base color. And now to see the result of the material, I will enable the material preview mode. As you can see, we can now view the texture on the plane. However, to check whether the object's UV is aligned correctly with the texture, I will open the side window and access the UV editor. I will set the paper texture in the image section. Now if I go into edit mode and select a vertex, I can see which vertex is selected in the viewport. If the wrong vertex is selected, it means the UV layout is not correct and needs to be rotated. So I will select the entire UV island and rotate it 90 degrees and then adjust it to fit the texture properly. When I select this vertex, I see that the correct vertex is now highlighted in the viewport, which means the UV layout is perfectly aligned. I will go ahead and close this side window now. Next, I will add the text onto the paper by pressing Shift plus A to add a mix color node, and I will connect the letter texture to the B input. Now you can see the letter appearing on the paper. However, there is an issue. The main paper texture has turned white. This is happening because the way the mix node is currently set up. But before fixing that issue, let me address something else. You will notice that there are black areas appearing around the texture, which we don't want. Instead of these black areas, we need the rest of the space outside the texture to be transparent. Since the texture we are using is in PNG format with a transparent background, we can utilize the alpha channel in Blender. I will connect the alpha from the texture to the alpha input and you will see that those black areas disappear. Now that we have handled the alpha channel, let's go back and reconnect the node with the mix shader. To fix the issue where the paper texture turned white, I will change the blending mode from mix to multiply. This will restore the paper's original texture. Now if the text appears too faint, I can adjust the factor value in the mix shader to make it more prominent. By increasing this value, the text becomes clearer and stands out more. I will set the factor to about 0.85, which looks good now. Now I will press Shift plus A, go to the curve option and add a spiral. I will set the number of turns to 2 and reduce the expansion. Then I will go into edit mode and scale it down and also rotate it 90 degrees on the x-axis. You will notice that its origin point is currently at the word's origin, but we need the origin to be at the center of the spiral. So I will go back into object mode, right click on the spiral, choose set origin and then select origin to geometry. This will place the origin at the center of the spiral. Now I will press Shift plus S and choose selection to cursor so that the spiral moves to the word's origin. I will move it up a bit and rotate it slightly to shape the way we want. Now if I select the paper, we can see that it currently has no geometry or edge loops which are necessary to shape it. So I will add some edge loops on one side and then I will add a few more on the other side. Next I will go to the modifiers tab, add a curve modifier to the paper and select the spiral as the object for the curve. You will see that the paper now follows the spiral shape and looks folded. I will also add a subdivision surface modifier to the spiral first, setting the levels to 2. Then I will select the paper again, add a subdivision surface modifier to it as well, and finally right click and enable shade smooth to give it a nice smooth finish. I will move this page along the x-axis so that it can adjust according to the curve. Since the curve is smaller in scale, I will scale it up in edit mode. And then I will scale it down along the z-axis to give it a bit of ellipse shape. Now I will adjust the shape of the curve and move the page along the x-axis to align it properly. Next I will select these vertices and move them downward along the z-axis, adjusting their shape so that the page can be nicely adjusted. Now I will adjust the scale and final tweaks to finalize it. Before rendering, I will add an environment texture. I will click on the environment texture option and then open it by navigating to the program files in the C drive. Blender comes with some default HDRIs or environment maps that we can use. I will go to that location, select one of the HDRIs and add it. Now if I switch to the render preview mode, we can see that the HDRI is visible and its lighting is affecting the page. If we want to keep the lighting from the HDRI but not have it show up in the background, we can go to the film settings and check the transparent option. This way the lighting from the HDRI will remain but the background itself will not be visible. Now I will add a new plane and scale it up. Now select the camera and I will position the camera to the exact view I want to render by pressing Ctrl plus Alt plus 0, which snaps the camera to the current view. I will fine tune the camera position to get the perfect angle and set the render engine to cycles. If you would like, you can also create a new material for the plane and change its color. Once everything is set, you can go ahead and render. I hope that everything I have explained in today's class was clear and helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section and I will make sure to respond. I will see you in the next class. Until then, goodbye and take care.